cousins, I've tried to shoot this video 3 times. So let's get into the vibes. One, it feels like there is somebody from your past that misses you down. You have put them in isolation, and you have also kind of went into isolation, but it feels like in your isolation, you ended up finding yourself. It feels like you ended up rebirthing into a state of like a higher level of yourself where you're not so much in victim consciousness or lack consciousness. And by way of closing this last chapter, or like deading this cord or string that your past has had on you, you finally allowed yourself to accept your glow up. You've allowed yourself to accept this next timeline that is far more fulfilling. You are not a victim of circumstance, and I don't think that you're looking to people from your past to validate your dreams, your goals, and what it is that you need. There was a lot of, or let's say what it is that you need to do and what you can be. That isolation and whatever weird shit that them people did to you that put you in isolation mode was literally the bridge to your abundance, so they can thank themselves. Because it also feels like somebody was playing ringleader, and they were recruiting people to try and come up against you. And this is somebody that was trying to be a copycat. They wanted to copy your motion. They wanted to copy your mannerisms and your divine favor, but they couldn't. And it feels like they're starting to, the people around them that chose to take on their side, or whatever this is, it feels like they're starting to see the situation or see that individual for who they are. And now they're disappointed in themselves and their actions. And now they want to extend a line of communication to you, because now they're seeing things for what it is and not what this person said. Whomever this puppet master was, they're seeing that this person was siphoning your energy. They're seeing that this person's mannerisms is very one-sided and very selfish. And I think that, you're dealing with people who really aren't stupid. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they were trying to come up against you and kind of click up in a very weird way. But what's crazy is now the click ain't even a click no more, because they've started to see one another for who they are. And it's almost like weirds of a feather are not weirding together. This is interesting. But somebody wants you back. They miss you. I think that they thought the grass was going to be greener on the other side, or at least similar, and it just wasn't. It feels like they went to the other side and it was stale, it was strange, it wasn't love, it wasn't reciprocative the same way that they're used to having with you. And they feel very shitty for allowing themselves to be convinced that you weren't worthy of love, or that you weren't worthy of respect and authenticity and things like that. Somebody is deep, deep, deep in regret behind some decisions that they chose for themselves. It feels like they were choosing prematurely. Someone is also avoiding you on purpose. They don't know what to say to you. They're literally experiencing all of the guilt, shame, and anxiety behind how they treated you. And I think that you may have warned them about someone or a situation, and then they chose not to believe it. And they chose to not believe it. And then that could have caused some sort of distance. But now that person is seeing everything for what it is. This could be a past friend or family member that was lurking on your page. Somebody was a clout chaser. They were in heavy one-sided competition with you. But it's always been that way. And it's because they can't embody your light or your universal support in the same ways. Like, they just can't have it. And it feels like them trying to negatively attach themselves to you or to your name in order to siphon you. And I think that people are just clocking it for what it is, and not what this person said that it was. They're very used to kind of playing puppet master in a way. But you a boss and not a runner, baby. Don't you ever forget it. Yeah, their failed attack or attempt on you, it just didn't work. What it did do, though, because they thought that they were going to be able to slow you up and make you take like accountability for their weird shit, for the things that they won't be accountable for, but it didn't work. If anything, it literally only opened the door to it. It's like it opened a door of truth. Like, it opened a door of truth where everybody in the situation had to acknowledge themselves and their fuck up, but also acknowledge one another, and recognizing that whatever this this clique is, it wasn't as strong. The foundation of it wasn't as strong as they thought and as they had hoped. And maybe that's why somebody is feeling very regretful. They're regretful having to watch you come into your own and step into your divine favor and your divine inheritance without them, because they were supposed to be there. But there's a full circle moment coming. Someone is going to extend a line of communication. It feels like someone may swallow their pride and reach out to, in an attempt to make things right with you. How you choose to receive that, to be honest, is your own choice. But what I do see is clear as day is that they're regretful. They're regretting it. And karma is teaching them. Your guides are saying, don't interfere. Karma is literally using you to awaken them so that they can know that they're not loving and they're not connecting correctly. And maybe that's why they have a hard time sustaining long-term relationships or connections or anchoring in a certain level of light. And by them fumbling you, now they have a deeper sense of awareness so that they can transmute this energy for themselves and move forward and rebuild with what they know now. So it's a universal lesson, to be honest. This isn't just karma and fuck them and da-da-da-da-da. I think that God just used you because you could take what they dished out to you and still make good on it. You know what I mean? But if, yeah, and your bag is growing. Your guides chose you for a reason, and they always properly compensate you on the back end. Thank God that you didn't let all of this negative energy and negative projections keep you down. You never let anybody steal your light. And because of that, it just feels like you're coming into your own. Some of you are really giving celebrity. Like you're growing in your status. You're likely going to be a celebrity. You're going to be a mogul. And it's because, baby, you've been the black sheep your whole life. You've been having to transmute weird energy your whole life. You've been walking alone and having to like rebuild yourself over and over, cry in the dark and shed your old skin and rebirth again over and over and over and over. But I think you might have just stumbled into your big one. You might have just stumbled into like your best season yet, because regardless of what anybody was saying or doing, God was watching. Your ancestors were watching, and they don't play no games about you. And I feel like people who did you wrong are also seeing like, okay, well, yeah, we did A, B, and C, but why are we declining and this person is upgrading? Now they have no choice to be accountable because God is clocking them. It's not just coming from your mouth anymore. God is clocking them. They're getting karma for everything, all of the decisions that they made. And that's okay. Yeah, somebody is asking about you. They want the scoop. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know how you're doing. I'm hearing somebody could also be binge watching your social media, kind of trying to keep up with you because they don't have the same accessibility to you, but they miss you. They miss you. I see a lot of missing you and a lot of regret, wishing that they knew then what they know now. Like I keep hearing that, even looking at the bottom of my tarot deck with the Queen of Cups in reverse, it just feels like somebody is recognizing that they were very like immature, or someone that they let influence them was very immature, and now they want to make good on it. But I mean, in a way, if you so choose, it is what it is. But like I was saying in previous videos, this was never your L to hold. But I'm so glad that your endurance did what it always does, as being the lighthouse and awakening other people into higher planes of existence and into a deeper level of self-awareness and love for themselves. That's what you always do. And that's why you God's favorite. You got career upgrade, abundance. It's about to get good. So yes, it's not fun having to be the alchemist. It ain't even fun really having to be the chosen one most times because of how much shit you have to go through. But let's not ever play like your guys don't properly compensate you on the back end at the right time. And right now, you are coming into so much. And I did a video yesterday where I was like, baby, are you nervous? Like, are you scared? Because you're watching your dreams come true. You're watching the universal support that you were promised come in. This isn't where you start to like kind of retract. If anything, immerse yourself in this. It's safer than you think, and you don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop. And there's nobody from your past or even people from that's going to come into your future that can affect this. This was literally built with you, your guides, and God. So I'm proud of you. Yeah, somebody can't get over you no matter how hard they try. They disassociate. Maybe they've tried to unfollow you, or they've tried to delete your number and delete your photos and memories and things like that. But what they're not giving enough attention to is the fact that you were the real one. You were honest. You were true. Your love, your appreciation for them. I think the things that you said to nurture them and to really like help the connection to evolve, you meant it. You meant it. They didn't mean what they said to you though.